Many people are looking for that magic pill, that instant switch that will allow them to deal with their speaking anxieties. Hi, I'm Joel Sweeney, and my tip this week is around speaking anxieties. I'd like to share with you some of my insights about speaking anxieties and how we might be able to truly effectively deal with them. And it's not going to be some of the old adages that I've heard years and years ago, like such as imagining your audience is dressed in just their underwear. I was bad enough speaking to an audience of people fully clothed, let alone trying to deal with them in that kind of state. So that wasn't certainly going to work for me. Another was to find a spot on the back of the wall and just stare at that while I was speaking. And again, that wasn't going to work either, because that flies in the face of logic, because we know almost emphatically that the best way to engage your audience is to make eye contact with them. And you're not going to make eye contact with them if you're looking at a spot on the back of the wall. And it's certainly not going to bode well for you if you're in a small group, like a one-on-one or one-on-a-few situation. Say you're doing a job interview. Well, the last thing you want to do is stare at something beyond them and not look them in the eye when you're giving your responses, when you're asking them questions. So making eye contact is critically important to how effective we are as communicators. Now, there are some things that I've come to realize over the years that are absolute necessities if we want to manage our anxieties downward. And it does take a while to do that. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be committed to the process as well. So you've got to do the work. You've got to tough through some of those anxious moments and realize and accept that nothing dire is going to happen to you. There's been so many thousands of people that have gone before you with all kinds of levels of speaking anxiety and have survived and gone on to thrive. And they went on to thrive because they were persistent, because they were committed. And the other thing that they were prepared. Because if you're not prepared, then I would suggest to you that basically all bets are off. Because no matter how confident you are, if you're not prepared, you're not going to come across very well. You have to know your content. You have to know how you're going to deliver that content. So preparation is a key component in how we manage down our anxieties. Now, there are a lot of other different areas to consider, and I'm going to go through those in the next post that I do. But I wanted to share the need for preparation with you because it is so critical to the whole process. Because if you do all the other things that I'm going to share with you in my next post, and you're not prepared and know your information and know your material inside out, then everything else is inconsequential, because it's not going to work for you. You know that you're not ready. And because you're not ready, and because you know that you're not ready, then you're not going to come across as convincing, and certainly won't be as effective as you could be. That's your tip for this week. Now go out and make your voice heard.